Hello and welcome to Michael's Minty Music. Today we review Let There Be Rock, AC/DC's 1977 album. It is definitely a pretty great album. This is the track listing for the original Australian release, which was almost identical to the international release. There was only one small change, I believe. And these are the tracks I added to my playlist, 7 out of 8, so all of them except for one, Overdose, the opener to side 2. This is definitely a pretty great album. They've really narrowed in on their style without getting super derivative here. The first 3 tracks are all hard rockers, with Dog Eat Dog and Let There Be Rock carrying it really hard. Side 2 starts off a bit meh, but the Australian release does have Krebsodian Blue, which is a nice change in style that really helps the album a lot overall, in my opinion, even though it's just kind of an alright song. The international release did cut this one, unfortunately, but it's a minor change and it doesn't harm the album a ton overall. And as I mentioned, that was pretty much the only change made between the different versions as far as I'm aware. Whole Lotta Rosie is a pretty good closer, definitely represents the album well, and the final 2 tracks really bring the energy up without making the ending feel the same as the opening. There's kind of a valley here that the album goes through. Overall, the energy and the flow of this album is really good. It does lack variety a bit, so it doesn't compare very well to some other pop and rock albums from the time. It's got its own style down incredibly, and I do quite like it, but yeah, a lot of these songs are pretty similar to each other. There were no singles released before the album. The biggest hits here were probably Dog Eat Dog and Let There Be Rock, I believe, although they've never been any of their sort of really big hits, so I don't know if you really know any songs off of this album. My favorite song here, though, probably got to go with Dog Eat Dog. A lot of these tracks are very similar in quality as well as style, so this was a difficult choice. Basically, all the tracks on side 1 were in contention, but I think Dog Eat Dog is my favorite here. Now, I rank this the best out of the 4 AC/DC albums I've heard so far, above their first 3 albums, TNT, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, and High Voltage. One of the biggest issues with their first couple of albums, was a lack of consistency in quality, and especially since most of their songs sound pretty similar, it really felt that every album had a handful of songs which were just worse versions of the better songs on the album. This one really manages to avoid that, not by having the songs be different, but by having all of the songs be pretty good, and it flows really well. So while Let There Be Rock doesn't necessarily have the same level of hits as TNT, it's overall a better album for sure. However, this album doesn't take my top spot for 1977. That stays with Queen's News of the World. That's the one with the big robot on the cover. And yeah, that album is also great. The main thing that Queen beats AC/DC on is definitely variety. News of the World covers a lot of different styles, genres, and sounds, and still comes together very well. In contrast, Let There Be Rock comes together well, but lacks the variety, which would put it sort of up there in the same tier as News of the World, in my opinion. So that's that. Thank you for watching. Next up will be The Strokes' brand new album, Reality Awaits, just released last month. I've been waiting for this album for some time, and I'm actually a little late to listen to it. I hope it's good, but I haven't really been following what people are saying, so I don't really have any opinions yet. I'm a big Strokes fan, though, and their last album was pretty incredible, so I hope they follow it up well. So stay tuned for that, and as always, stay minty.